So like I said, consistency with one foundational plan, very important. Taking losses and as the same as wins. So if you lose, okay, great. Let's talk about that. If you lose, you should be asking yourself a question. What did I learn from this? Do you know what people are asking?
What?
This is when they lose, this is when things get bad. And here's a couple reasons why. One, scams, right? There is a lot of scams out there when it comes to the stock market. There's just is. A lot of people try to take your money. People want you to, it's just a lot. So right away, there is a hesitancy, right? Whether it's you, anybody usually that I talk to, unless they're totally oblivious, if you're a pretty smart person, for you to invest money into us, usually for you to take that type of leap, you're a pretty intelligent person, right? So you've been around, like you're not just going to give your money randomly to somebody. With that said, there's always that subconscious mind of, I hope this is legit, right? Can we be honest with that?
Yeah.
So as you go through the course, everything seems legit, but your brain, it's called, there's a thing, it's called pain leaves clues. Okay, so what that means is if when you're little, when you're, your son's age, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he sees fire, will he touch it?
Yeah.
Why? It's hot.
Because he's curious.
He's curious because he doesn't have reference points. There's not a reference in his head that says, hey, let me try it. If he was trading, right? If he had the ability to trade, he'd probably just keep trying because he doesn't know what hurts. But once he feels the fire once or twice, probably just once, the brain automatically remembers, this is hot, don't ever touch fire. That's kind of how we feel about trading. So what happens is we took some losses. We took multiple losses. And whether it was because of lack of education, things like that. So your brain automatically says, hey, remember you took a loss. This looks very similar. This is not good. Let's freak out because it's protecting you. So all of a sudden, you start thinking differently. You don't ask yourself, what did I learn from this? No. You start asking yourself, maybe this doesn't work. Maybe this is not for me. Oh, man, I don't want to lose all my money again. And what happens is your nervous system starts producing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So your mindset automatically becomes emotional, and you don't even notice it's happening. So you need to learn to manage that part of it, because now what happens, there's a pattern. You started with this, and now all of a sudden, I don't know, man. Maybe I should try one of these, because as you got hurt, two things. Either I quit trading, or let me go to the next thing. And you go to the next thing, and it's kind of cool because it's new, until you realize you're losing money again. And so people keep going to the next beautiful thing, whatever. But for some reason, which one is really better? Which one is the one that makes everybody money almost all the time?
The one that the plan?
Yeah, but there's no specific one that says right now, NFT is the Forex is, a lot of people lose money with that, right?
Yeah, and they're expensive too.
They're expensive. It's doesn't mean it's bad. It's a different element. Whatever element you stick to, you want to make sure you master. That's what I'm saying is, and most of these people, they'll go in, and the worst thing that could happen is if they make a lot of money up front, because now it becomes a gamble. Like, wow, this is so easy. So they don't control their mindset. So what happens is they go on a high, and then they're chasing the same high while hitting a bunch of lows. That's called gambling. We don't want to gamble. So when you take a loss, doesn't mean we don't take losses, but we need to be educated with our losses. So to me, my number one thing is, what are you taking a loss in? And why are you taking a loss? And what happened? Losses should be celebrated and learned from. So the mind shift should be, when you take a loss, don't question yourself. Let's observe. Maybe it was a good loss. Like, I'll give you an example, like just off the market now, right? Let's just say you invested in this stock, right? In SPY. Keep it simple. Well, if you saw this coming up here, right? You should have seen this. I wish I wasn't freaking going live here. we wait. I would have said, wait for something to happen and see which way it's going to break out. Ready, set, explode formula. Very simple, right? Most people, will hesitate. They'll do something. And let's just say you said, yeah, you know what, man? I think it's just ready to pop open and I'm going to just invest and put in the money right here and ready for this to happen, right? That happens. Now you took a beating because the next day it went up. So 2 ways you could think of it. One, what the hell? I took a loss again. What is going on? I'm taking another loss. What? I'm following everything Vlad's saying, man. I'm following it. You just close your brain because that's not what I was saying. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you like what you're seeing right now with the session me and Ron are having, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you can get more content like this on a consistent basis. Let's get back to the show. So, but if you said, okay, I took a loss. This is an opportunity to learn. Why did I take a loss? Because now you're starting to build on it. So then we could say, well, bro, let's go back to where this happened before. It doesn't always go up. It could go down. Here it is again. It goes up. And then when it breaks down, it goes down. When it goes up, it consolidates. Doesn't always go up. In fact, look how many downs there are during a very strong consolidation. That's what we were talking about. So now, if your brain says, okay, cool, I'm not going to worry if it's consolidation, if it's a loss, if it's a win, then is it my brain? Am I doing something wrong? You're going to call, what you're going to rise, what's going to happen? You're going to have a rise in cortisol. Cortisol is?
It's like a hormone?
It's a hormone, yep. And it protects you from stress. So you increase your cortisol levels, and now your brain doesn't think the same. Because you need to activate something called the parasympathetic nervous system. I know it goes a little bit more like scientific, but I literally had to study this because I did kind of was freaking out sometimes. And dude, because the worst thing you could do is lose a lot of money when you're actually trying to learn. It's one thing if you're gambling and you're just doing it stupid. It's a different type of pain when you really are trying to do this with no shortcuts. So I had to learn, dude, this is good. So in my brain, I changed my perception. Instead of, hey, this is, oh my God, to, you know what? This is a good thing. This is great. I am losing money. Okay, no problem. Now, let's just say you invested here to the maybe upside, right? But it went up this much here, okay? And you're seeing it, or let's just say you invested in this one, right? Right here, this candle, okay? Cool. Would that be a smart move to do a put option after this went down?
Which one? The last one?
This one.
Not really, but because the volume was pretty low.
The volume was decent, actually. If you look, it actually went up. Because you're looking at this one, it actually went up pretty well.
Oh, I mean, it could, but I mean, I think it just had to go a little lower because it had some resistance.
Cool. Yeah, probably. You're probably right. Now, I would argue that. So now we're getting into a logical argument. What you just said there, we could talk about, right? You say that, I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Well, we have a consolidation that's been a very long time. It broke through, and it broke through all the lines, and the volume was increasing. Now, that's what I said, right? Obviously, we could be. I'm a Monday morning quarterback right now. I'm not a, I wish I was here. I would have told everybody that, but that's fine. I can't prove that. So we'll say, let's just say what happens is, I say I would invest in here. I would definitely invest because I feel like, I don't know if like this was the next spot. I don't know about this one. I would get out by then, or maybe look at the volume. I will say this. What would happen is that after this, the next day, it went up to 410. And then you realize that, you know what? It didn't go in your direction. Okay? So you go up, and now all of a sudden you made we talked about it, and I told you, I'm just making this up, right? No, bro, I think this is going to go down. I think but this thing just started going up. So you Say, no, 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 no. I'm going to cut losses because now it looks like it's reversing.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
And you took a loss. So on that side of a loss, things change because you took a calculated loss. You made a play. Here's the thing. Most of the plays I call are, can we say that? And if not, but it's just me and you, I won't take offensively. Can we say they're pretty on point
Yeah.
for the most part?
Yeah.
Are they
Except for
all
like
on
maybe a
point?
couple of them.
Huh?
Except for a couple of them that take a while.
Or I just lose, right? That happens.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect in the market. I've never met anybody. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on it. But when you're in the money, let's just say we invested short term. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to go down the way we need it to, if it's starting to reverse. I didn't expect that. But my logic, I thought was pretty good. Because of my percentages of logic, if it goes to 410 and I get out of it, that's part of the plan. That's a good loss.
Hmm.
But sometimes we'll question ourselves. Oh man, Vlad wouldn't have done that. I don't know, man. He keeps me doing this, that, or whoever. No, bro, I would take that loss. 100% take that loss. Because guess what? If I'm like let's just say 80% correct, that's my 20%. I'll take it. Why am I going to wait and hope? And no, bro, there's going to be another play because now we'll just wait for it to go to the top. In this case, this was just very obvious, right? This was very obvious. It broke through a consolidation. Boom, ready to go. Kind of pissed I wasn't here. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, it's going to go here following that downward channel, but, it didn't break here. So I would say, hey, let's wait till it breaks here. This one was very obvious. Very obvious. We're still looking pretty to the downsides. We haven't really, but do you see the mindset? That's my main concern here. It's not really the stock, it's the mindset. I'm always looking at things from a loss to a win percent and saying, what can I do differently? What is my lesson here? Over time, the compound effect is you just become way more automatic in your decisions and you make a lot more money. The reason you're not making maybe the money you want is because you're still hesitating certain times because you haven't had enough reference points. Make sense? But the
Yeah.
emotions is what's going to throw you off. So when pain leaves clues, you got to be conscious of that and says, that's just my past talking. Do you believe in what we do? And I think you do. If you're making any profits consistent, then you're doing it. To increase those profits really comes down to, obviously we showed you the paycheck collector, right? How to do that. Even with that, what if it doesn't go your way? When do you get out? Right? Because it could maybe just totally, whoa, it could happen. All right, so that was just a quick snippet of what me and Ace went over. I think you got about 10 to 15 minutes of that out of our whole hour. And if it's something that resonates with you and you really like what you're hearing, especially when it comes to mindset, then I would strongly recommend check out our coaching program. And I would begin with the webinar. I have a 1-hour webinar that really goes over a whole strategy, a 6-step process with you that I use to make money on the market, plus our paycheck collector strategy, which is a great way if you're looking to retire and have some sort of funding coming in on a consistent basis, knowing exactly how much money you're going to make. Definitely check that out. I explained both of them. It's in the description below. And if you're interested in getting a call with us and maybe discussing your current situation, maybe you're working right now, maybe you're looking for retirement, maybe you just want to spend more time with your kids and you want to just kick your boss to the curb, whatever it is, it's very important that if you want to use trading as your main plan, you don't want to gamble. So you got to create a trading plan. So I would strongly recommend join our call. It's absolutely free and we'll create a whole strategy for you and give you what you need. Now, maybe you'll work with us or maybe we're not the right fit. Even if that's the case, we'll still give you some extra content to help you get to where you need to go. But again, if it's something you're looking to do and you're looking to invest in yourself, then definitely check out the webinar first for sure, because that'll give you a lot of information about our strategies and the call. Also, if you're just interested in talking to us, definitely book a call, whichever one works for you. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. On to the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.